Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to 6 grocery stores I only encountered after moving to America from Lost in the Pond. And I mean, you know how it is with Lost in the Pond videos at this point. I mean, I've reacted to them quite often and I reacted to them loads before. But yeah, we're going to check this out. Grocery stores in the US. I mean, I saw in the thumbnail it was like Target and stuff, but I'm pretty sure they're more than like just a grocery store. Like in the UK, our big stores where you'll mainly get food, you'll have some clothes here and there, like a few electronics here and there, and like bits around not just food, but it will be 80% food, 10% clothes, 2% electronics, 2% of like there's not things like, I don't know. There's just not going to be things like, I swear, in like places like Target and stuff, you can literally get car tires, or you can just get these random things that you're not going to get in a grocery store here, which is what I mean in terms of, is places like Target or like Walmart, are they grocery stores? Are they considered grocery stores, or are they just all round stores now? I don't know, but we're going to see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's jump into this. Links are in the description to my Patreon if you want to see some more of my reactions, but let's just check this out.
Now, as I mentioned in my video the other day, Walmart has a reputation for attracting the sweatpant people. Basically, that's people who wear sweatpants to the store, and this assertion is unfair because some of them don't even wear that.
Fair enough.
Hello, I'm Lawrence, and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond, and one of those memos pertains to grocery stores. And there's a good reason that I'm dressed like this, because this is how I dress when I go shopping. Of course, that hasn't happened in some time, not just because there's a pandemic, but shopping is made much harder when you're a YouTube sensation. Either way, several decades ago, in January of this year, you may recall that I did a video on 5 ways that British and American grocery stores are very different. This video is about those supermarkets/grocery stores which I only encountered after moving to America. And just to clarify for my Uncle Toby and Prince William official, this list will not include Aldi for the very reason that I encountered that in Britain. Okay, what these videos do is it gives my
Aldi. Aldi, I was like, wait, what?
my British viewers a chance to see what kind of
Do you have Aldi and Lidl in the US? Because for me, Aldi and Lidl, I just think they're the same company because they're literally the same branding. It just confuses the hell out of me, man. Like, you got Aldi, right? This, which I think is all over the world, and then Lidl. I mean, it's not even the same look. Why do I think that? They just confuse me. Wait, is Lidl in the USA? Oh, it is. Wait, what about Aldi? So there's 177. Aldi USA. Okay, so Aldi's much bigger here. What about Aldi UK? It said the total number of. No, I want to see. How many Aldi stores UK? 990. How many Lidl? Because to me, they are the same thing. I don't know. They just Also, Lidl is. We have a similar amount of them, so I guess that's kind of why. What about Sainsbury's? Let's just see. Because this is like our big shop here. There's a few big shops, but Sainsbury's is probably the biggest. Oh, damn, there's more Aldis in terms of big shops. That's a bit of a surprise, but
stores they'll see if they move here, and it gives my American viewers the chance to see which of their stores made it overseas and which didn't. And so, without further shampoo, that's why I'm wearing a hat, let's take a look at 6 grocery stores that I only encountered after moving to America.
Trader Joe's.
When I said that both Britain and America have
That's an interesting name for a grocery store.
an Aldi, there's a bit more to it than that. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't know, and bear with me. The nation of Germany, where Aldi comes from, is split into 2 halves. In the north, you have Aldi Nord, and in the south, you have Aldi Süd. My German is terrible. Now, you can look up the differences between the 2 stores, but the point is, countries can't agree on which version of Aldi they ought to incorporate. In both Britain and America, you'll find Aldi Süd. However, in the US, Aldi Nord is in operation as the parent company. of Trader Joe's. And Trader Joe's has become something of a favourite for me, my wife and my cat, although for him it's all about the bags. For us, it's all about the good fresh quality food. Located across much of the United States, Trader Joe's, like Aldi, is a nice smaller alternative for those of us who have a size complex. And by that I mean against some of the superstores you're gonna hear about in this video, including this.
Target.
This particular store is one Target that's hard to miss. That was really bad, I'm sorry. But that's literally because they have a big red Target as their logo. So those of you thinking of moving to America after the pandemic's ended, just know that you'll probably encounter Target at some point in your life. And that's because Target in some capacity operates in
Oh, it's in every state. God damn.
all 50 states. You'll see why that's significant and not entirely typical in a moment. But Target, I came to discover, is sort of a general purpose superstore. In one shop you can get your clothes, your electronics and your cheese whiz. And I think the thing that's not said often enough about Target is that it has the best shopping carts. That's shopping trolleys for anybody trying to translate back home. There's just something
What? To be fair, a trolley with this bit below is actually quite useful. No, you don't get those in the UK. Or you don't get them in supermarkets that I've been to. Because you can put like the heavy bags here that will take up less space up here. Like you can put like the dog food here and or like certain extra things that you're getting, you know. So you don't have to waste space up here. But they just look a bit cheap, but I guess it doesn't really matter how they look. You're in a store.
very appealing about the colour red that I would have loved sitting.
To be fair, it probably is a better look than just a metallic trolley. To be honest, if we're gonna be real, they probably do look better than that. I'm just not used to it.
In those as a child, or even now as a human. Another thing that I really like about Target is it's not just versatile in terms of the products it sells, but also in terms of size. Firstly, you have small format Target, which is ideal for a YouTube sensation.
You have small Targets. What's like convenience stores in a sense? Is that a word in use? Convenience store? It is, right? Like small stores basically, where you can just get the basics. Because you have those for shops here, but I wouldn't have assumed Target would be one of those places that has the smaller shops. But I mean, it makes sense. It's more money.
Then you have regular Target, and then you have Super Target, which can be seen from space.
Whole Foods
Market. This is the healthy one. Every time I go in there, I turn into Cristiano Ronaldo for 30 minutes. And then I leave and get myself a plate of chicken dippers. Nobody's perfect.
What is the price? I mean, he'll probably go into. What is like the store that's considered expensive? Because we have like two here, Waitrose and M&S. It's a bit like more, it's just, I don't know, better quality, but also the food is a bit more pricey and all that sort of stuff. But I wonder if is M&S or Waitrose even in the US? I think M&S might be, but I don't know. Waitrose, I'm certain it isn't, but maybe we'll see.
But it's hard not to go in there with the best of intentions because Whole Foods promotes its healthy and the staff in Whole Foods always seem genuinely happy and helpful. And I can't decide if that's because they're actually paid a living wage or if they're bribed by management. It's the first one. That's good. But funnily enough, Whole Foods has expanded outside of North America to just one city, London, England.
It's in London? Well, obviously I don't live in London, but why is it just one store or in one city?
And if you're wondering, well, why didn't you encounter it before now? It's because it took off as I was leaving Britain. In the US, it's located in all but a handful of states, whereas our next entry is only located in a handful of states.
That sounds German?
Like the word poppy chow, my encounter with Maya wouldn't have happened if I'd moved to a region of the United States that wasn't the Midwest, unless that place was Kentucky, which is technically in the South and not the Midwest, but also has Maya. In other words, despite having superstores, Maya is mostly regional to the Midwest. And that's the
That's interesting how it's just only stayed regional there. Why hasn't it been able to expand?
thing about America. The country is so big that several superstores are regional to a particular region. In the Northeast, you have ShopRite. In the South, you have Publix and Piggly Wiggly.
What?
Piggly Wiggly sounds like a character from a children's book, which is apt because it looks like Piggly Wiggly went on an adventure and ended up also in the Midwest. I've still never been there. And then west of the Mississippi, among other stores, you have Safeway. And actually, I was going to include Safeway on this list, having visited one in San Francisco. But that technically wouldn't have constituted my first encounter. Britain used to have a subsidiary of Safeway that operated under the same name.
What?
Anyway, all those years ago when I first moved to the United States and I was still incredibly naive, I thought Maya was so massive it has to be nationwide, much like our next entry.
Kroger.
Here's something you should know.
To be fair, the only one that I've known here is Target.
I briefly worked in a call centre after moving to the United States, and I, Lawrence Brown, America's greatest British import, thought I knew everything about my new country. And it was under this false belief that I advised a customer that they could definitely get an Amazon gift card at Kroger because I got one just the other day. The problem was, she had no idea what Kroger was because she lived in Massachusetts. You see, Kroger, while nonetheless fairly widespread, only operates in 36 states. And sometimes it can be deceiving because they'll disguise who they are, acting instead as a store for whom they are the parent company. For example, here in Chicago, Mariano's with its piano players, yes, I did say piano players, are they essential workers? They should be, is owned by Kroger. Of course, when it comes to size, parentage, but not necessarily pianos, nothing can hold a candle to our next entry, except maybe Yankee Candle.
Walmart.
Everything about...
What is bigger, Walmart or Target? I think Walmart is bigger. Because I used to think... This is how crazy it is. I used to think... Because I think it would just be like cartoons like The Simpsons or just certain shows I used to watch. I used to think Walmart was just the US term for supermarket. I don't know why. I just assumed that because I was just like, okay, this is always used. They're always going to Walmart. Maybe that's just meaning they're going to the supermarket. But... Or just another word similar to that. But no, it's not. It's an actual place, which probably goes to show just how big it is. But where do you prefer? Because Target and Walmart are the two big ones, right? I guess after that, what's it? Maybe Whole Foods? Because I feel like I may have heard that before, but I'm not too sure.
About Walmart is absolutely huge, except for the wages. Firstly, it's a mega corporation. Secondly, their superstores are so big, they seriously need their own GPS. Just integrate it into the shopping cart. Give it a British accent, and Bob's your uncle, you'll be at the pet section in 30 minutes instead of an hour. Now, as I mentioned in my video the other day, Walmart has a reputation for attracting the sweatpant people. Basically, that's people who wear sweatpants to the store, and this assertion is unfair, because some of them don't even wear that. But the other thing that makes Walmart so massive is its huge worldwide reach, and part of that worldwide reach has most certainly taken it to the UK. Once again, Lawrence, if that's the case, why did you have to come to America to encounter it for the first time? Because Walmart exists in Britain, or at least it did when I lived there.
Did it?
In the capacity of a parent.
Oh, because it owns Asda. Yeah.
And that's because Walmart is the parent company of Asda.
I don't like Asda, to be honest, but I don't think it's even the same. I mean, Asda's probably the one that I go to least in the UK. You got like four. You got quite a lot of big ones. But you got Asda, Morrison's, Tesco, and Tesco, and Sainsbury's. Asda's the one that I probably go to least.
Britain's second largest supermarket.
Second? Oh, damn.
Apparently Walmart is Jarrell. Imagine Walmart being your parent. You'd never get any pocket money, and you'd continually live in its shadow, which is the size of an entire zip code. That's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments.
Well, there we go. Walmart the top dog. I just want to see, is M and S in the US? M&S has cut its final tie with the US by selling King's Supermarket for $35 million, the 26-strong New Jersey chain. Wait, is M... It struggled to adapt. Damn, it's not in the US. I see it all over, like, Europe when I've been, but I just assumed it might have been there. So that's probably answered this one. Is Waitrose in the US? It most certainly isn't, but... What is the Waitrose equivalent? Oh, Whole Foods is the equivalent of Waitrose. So it's okay. That's quite. I guess Whole Foods is like the bougie one, a bit more pricey, higher quality foods. Well, there we go. Hopefully, you enjoyed this reaction. And yeah, these are 6 grocery stores I only encountered after moving to the US. I hadn't heard of most of these, but the more you know, right? But there's probably more that are out there that are quite well known from, again, where you are from. But yeah, that's that. Until next time, like, subscribe.